when I say show day, I was woken up by the nice rumble of hundreds of V8s entering his backyard. All right, so Outback in the Midwest. What an absolutely insane show. Seeing all the cars and the community from home is something that's really refreshing and something that we don't really see that often anymore back at home. The cars are definitely not as appreciated as they are here, and it's awesome to see. It's unfortunate that Holden closed down, but also it kind of adds to the excitement behind the vehicles. I think Travis puts on one of the best car events that I've ever been to, and I've been to many all over Australia and all over America, and there's something about this community that's different. It's special, and everything leading up to the event itself, and then going home, everyone's in contact with each other. It's well organized. The page dedicated to the show, not necessarily just the event itself, everyone's helping each other. I don't think I saw a negative word said to anyone about anything. It was just a really good experience for me in 23, and I've returned in 24, and it was, yeah, everything I hoped it could be, and it's expanding so much so I don't think his backyard could handle any more vehicles. My experience with Outback in the Midwest started, 23, many years ago. I've come to the US and I've done plenty of road tripping around the US, and I'm like, oh, I would love to get a ute over here or something different. And there was one person, I think at the time, who had an older Commodore ute that he brought over on a ship, and I watched him just get in the vehicle, drive it straight to the county clerk's office or whatever it was called, got a title right there and then, no inspection, no nothing, and he drove away with a license plate. And I'm like, that's amazing. That's something I definitely want to do. That kind of progressed into me researching it, looking it up and all this sort of stuff, and then I've finally come across a Facebook page called Aussie Cars Overseas. Sure enough, there is a little bit of a community of it already, and I saw that, and I think by this stage it was probably around the time Travis did his video on his left-hand drive converted ute that he was told flat out that it couldn't happen. He made it happen, and I'm like, I would like to also do that. Fast forward, and we're now getting closer to the event that I still didn't know existed. I eventually saw a post or something in regards to it, and I'm like, what is this? Outback in the Midwest. And I think I was already in the country at the time, or not too far away from coming into the country, and I'm like, that is amazing. And I'm looking at the history of it, and it started with 8 cars or something in his backyard, doubled, quadrupled. It came to time, and I didn't actually know about the pre-meet at the Holiday Inn, which is half the fun. And I think it was in Pikes Peak, Colorado at the time, and I saw this event come up, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to make it there. And then I put it in maps, and I'm like, I have to leave immediately. So it was basically a cannonball run of me in my 2000 Suburban going as fast as possibly can down the interstate, heading towards Indianapolis. And I finally make it there. And as I was going through the different time zones, I think, if I recall correctly, the time kept slipping away from me hour by hour as I crossed the country. So I've managed to reach out to Travis, and I said, hey mate, I'm coming in hot, and I don't know where I'm staying, and I don't know what I'm doing. He goes, friend, park in my backyard, use the shower, that's fine. So the first time I met Travis Bell was at about 1 a.m. after I've just driven halfway across the country, absolutely covered in bugs on the front of the vehicle. And yeah, he put me up in his backyard, and he showed me around. And I knew I was coming to the event at that stage, and I brought with me something quite special. It was a cap that was like a Holden Racing Team cap that had been signed by Peter Brock. Something that's extremely hard to find, any artifacts that anyone wants to let go of, but I managed to find a nice bloke that I talked to about the event, and he's like, you know what, that seems like a good home to go to. I said, he's the biggest Holden fan probably in the country, so I said this would absolutely make his day, and I thought, you know what, I'll get that for him. Yeah, vac sealed this Holden cap with a signature that's still quite visible on it, and he was very appreciative, and I think he said something along the lines of, you don't want to see a grown man cry. So he's just going to put it away, and thank you very much. And he still knows where it is. He assured me of that this year when I caught up with him. Show day I woke up in the backyard. I make my way over to the house, have a shower, freshen up. When I say show day, I was woken up by the nice rumble of hundreds of V8s entering his backyard. It was quite an experience. Waited until the car park filled up, and it was just the most incredible scene I've seen. Like, I mean, it looks like a regular car park to me, but in saying that, they're not enthusiasts and they're not all thrashed out vehicles. They're all very clean vehicles. The cars are definitely an amazing part of the event, but it is absolutely nowhere near what the event entails. There is just so much love and support. The giveaway vehicles, supporting Tyler's family, and like many other charities and businesses. It's a really heartwarming experience. It's something that is lost in the car community. I feel now it's more about the vehicles, the owner, the Instagrams, the this, the that. It's very refreshing to see a car event that's short, that's 100% out the goodness of people's hearts. The event is free. The event runs purely off of a charity kind of basis. There's no one's out there to make, you know, money and gain notoriety or anything like that. It's great. And the giveaway vehicles started off as G8s, and it slowly progressed into what everyone in that community is obsessed with, and that's the Ute or the wagon. This year was a white Ute, an SV6 Ute. He's got this amazing system where you buy your raffle tickets and you've got all these bins of prizes you would like to win. You enter it, and then throughout the evening, everyone comes on stage and has something to say, and they talk about what their business do. It's a great way to gain exposure. Yeah, people win prizes and they leave home, and I think Travis pays for everyone speeding tickets on the way too. This year, luckily, I don't think anyone did get a speeding ticket. So this year, I decided to somewhat sponsor the event by bringing over 600 packets of Tim Tams and Vegemite for everyone to experience a taste of Australia. That was a very stressful procedure in itself. I decided to do this not too long before leaving the country. When I calculated the post fee or figure to post it over, and having to trust that it would get there in one piece and all that sort of stuff, it was quite expensive, upwards of $400 to post it over. So I'm like, I might just check an extra bag. But in this came its own challenge of how do I get 600 Tim Tams that are chocolate to the other side of the world without them melting in summer. I had one delay when I landed in LAX, and I saw my bag sitting out on the tarmac, just baking in the sun, and I'm like, this is all going, this is all gone. So I was pleased to announce to all that were interested in how they made it, that they made it there safe and sound. We unboxed them, and everyone got them as part of the registration process, as well as the Outback license plate. So to me, the community is a very niche community of people that definitely appreciate the vehicles for what they are. They keep them in top condition. And I think in comparison to home, we definitely have that demographic. But because they were such a common car and they were just an everyday vehicle, like a Crown Vic or anything else of the time that was just anywhere and everywhere, it definitely comes with the price tag of not much. So any delinquent can own one, and any delinquent can skid one, modify one, and turn them into absolute piles of junk. So seeing them in their best form is something that's amazing, and seeing the aftermarket modifications that available to you guys, but not us, somewhere that like has hundreds and hundreds of thousands, millions probably of these vehicles that don't have the access to the same modifications you guys have. I think something that makes the cars look a lot better is not having the front license plate. I think that's something that is amazing, and I think a few states have actually converted from 2-to-1 license plates over COVID because it was cheaper to print. A lot of people put so much time and effort into these vehicles, and it's awesome to see. You have like maybe last year we had maybe 10 to 12 utes and wagons. This year probably doubled that. They're coming into the country thick and fast. I think everyone wants to keep it, but also everyone wants everyone to appreciate the same vehicle. So I don't know which way it's going, but it's becoming more of a streamlined process, and the way that people now interact with the vehicles, it's starting to lean much more towards okay, this is a more obtainable legal thing versus That's under 25 years old. It needs to be exported immediately. You're going to jail and you're going to get into a lot of trouble. But so far, in my recollection, I think only one person has suffered that fate, and that was many, many years ago, back when they were much newer. This year, my experience with Outback in the Midwest got elevated a lot more by being able to take my own Maloo. This was thanks to Kelly Metzmaker. He is probably one of the most influential people in the wagon and ute scenes. So he's managed to figure out the process. He's extremely talented when it comes to anything mechanical and bodywork related. That's how most people purchase these utes and wagons, is if they're in somewhat of an accident or something has happened to them where they are no longer wanted in Australia, and he gets them from whatever condition they are. And when I say whatever condition they are, I mean whatever condition they are, into the amazing vehicles that you see at the show today. So without Kelly, his family that has taken me in essentially, and I've stayed with them for many, many weeks and different events around the country, he's been absolutely key to my enjoyment of this, and he let me take his Maloo. We help each other move parts and vehicles from one side of the fence to the other. I'm on that side of the fence, obviously. So when I come here, him and his business partners and stuff have them floating around, whether they're sold, whether they're waiting to be sold, or just came into the country, or awaiting titles, or whatever part of the process they're in. Luckily for me, when I got here, there was a few that were bouncing in between that I was fortunate enough to take to the event. Definitely added an extra layer of entertainment to my time here, and I am so thankful. It's just been an absolute pleasure to drive something that's nice and comfortable, right-hand drive that I'm used to around the country, and a bit better than my Suburban.
When you get a ticket, it might look something like this, but the first thing that you need to do is take a picture of that ticket and send it to 305-305. That will get the ticket clinic on your case immediately. They've got brick and mortar offices in Georgia, Florida, and California, but they can help you find a ticket no matter where you get it in the United States by helping you find a local attorney that will do everything they can to help you avoid costly fines, insurance premium increases, points on your license, risk of suspension, even jail time. They've helped me out with this ticket and many others, and a lot of my friends as well. So check them out now at the link in the description below, or again, text your ticket to 305-305 to get the ticket clinic on your case. They are the perfect partner in your fight against any speeding ticket.